Hey, what's poppin', everyone? I'm Grace Cavadlo. I have a guest with me today that I am very excited about. Her name is Antoniette Pacheco, and she and I have a lot in common. We're both fitness trainers, we both love calisthenics, we're both vegans, and we're both Latinas. What's up, Antoinette?
Hey, what's up, girl? Love that intro.
Right?
We do have a lot in common.
Right?
We have
That's
so
why I
much
was
in
so
common.
excited to talk to you. So, I read a little bit about your fitness journey, and I was interested to discover that you spent some time in the military. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, yeah. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I joined when I was 17/18, and at the time, I was not in shape. I was like skinny fat. So it was like a rude awakening. Like I had learned calisthenics in the Marine Corps. And then from there, like some of my friends would be like, hey, go to the gym with me. And then it just like sparked from there. Yeah.
So, after the military, is that when you became a trainer?
Yes. Well, actually, during my military career, I was a reservist. And then
Word.
eventually my coworker was like, hey, there's this new gym down the street. You want me to go with you to like see if you want to get a membership because it's like by the job. And I was like, okay, cool. I go there and he's all talking to the manager about how I can become a trainer. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then, the manager came up to me. He's like, so you want to become a trainer? I was like, I had no idea. I look at my friend. He goes, you need to be a trainer. Like,
Wow.
if you can motivate me to lose weight and I could care less what I look like, then you need to become a trainer. So then, the manager held an interview with me. And then, one day he's like, I want to see how you work out. So I went there and then he had me train two people. He's like, oh, I can't train these clients. Go train them for me. And I was
Wow.
like,
Just put you
okay.
on the
And he
spot.
put me on the spot and then he walks in, he's all looking at how I'm training them. And they ended up buying 6 months worth of, personal training sessions for
Wow.
3 times a week.
That's
And he goes,
amazing.
that's it. You're hired. And I was like, but I don't have a certification. And he's like, no, I'm going to sign this waiver and you're going to get a certification while you're working here. So that's how that happened.
That's great.
I
Yeah.
know that was
So
so crazy.
they
Like
knew
it's
off the
just,
bat that you were a great trainer. You sold them a big
yeah,
package. You got them training with you. That's great. That's an awesome story. I
yeah.
love that. So you are a mother.
hmm
Do you have any advice for busy moms who have trouble finding the time to work out and eat right? I mean, how do you make the time to do that? Do you find it difficult or?
Um, well, when I became a mother, I didn't start really working out until like 6 or 7 months after my daughter was born. So I spent all my time with her. I started eating healthy. I think that was the most crucial thing to start with. Like, don't think like I have to incorporate working out and eating healthy right off the bat because it is time consuming.
Yeah.
It really is. So when you start making like these small changes, it gradually becomes like a habit. And then you realize that it's just part of your routine. You're not like separating that from what you normally do.
Yeah.
So it's not adding time on top of that. So I would say like, interchange certain things throughout the week. If you go out and eat fast food 5 times a week, maybe just replace like twice a week you cook from home and you have a nice meal with your family. I feel like it held me accountable to spend more time with my daughter,
Huh.
but you want to make sure that what they're understanding is something that they're going to take with them when you're not around. So, like I said, like doing things like that, incorporating things with your children, you're going to have more time. You're going to realize that you're actually spending more time with them. When I go to the gym, I have to drop her off like at the kids zone or whatever. And, those are the times where I don't really like going to the gym because, she's not with me. So I feel like I am spending less time with her. But
Totally.
when we go to the park or, do workouts at home, I have like 2 10-pound dumbbells. So it just like creates like this bonding experience.
Yeah, I saw a video of you two working out like at a park or something together. That was really cute.
Yeah, I just let her. If she wants to work out with me, cool. If not, cool.
Yeah, do it
You
thing.
know,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
That's great. I love that. I love that you don't just like impose that on her, just because you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Just let her be a kid. Don't like
Yeah,
don't live vicariously through your children is something
totally.
for sure. I want
Ah,
other parents to understand, like, do not do that to them because it won't be fun for them. They're going to resent you. And then you're not going to have fun because you're going to realize that they're miserable.
So, how did you and Frank Medrano meet?
That's another funny story. Actually, my ex-boyfriend, he showed me a calisthenics video. But it wasn't of Frank. It was of Hannibal for King.
Oh, sure.
And he was like, check out these guys doing this crazy stuff. Cause my ex-boyfriend was a Marine too. And so we were into like, and he's actually the one that got me into fitness and teaching me how to like go to the gym and train, not just do body weight stuff, but we did do like park workouts together and stuff. And so he showed me a video of Hannibal for King. He's like, damn, this is so crazy. And I was like, yeah, that's so cool. I wish somebody out here could do that. And so like 2 years go by, I didn't think about it again. And I became a trainer, and one of my friends saw Frank at the park and took a picture with him and was like, dude, this guy does like this crazy calisthenics training. And I was like, oh my God, I remembered the video of Hannibal for King. Yeah. I was like, I wonder if he does that. So I sent him a friend request on Facebook, hoping that he posts his workouts, and like I wanted to try them.
Yeah.
And at the time he was like in a calisthenics group, so I liked their fan page, and it was like less than like 100 people on there. It was like really small. And because I had liked it, like because, you know, there was a small group of people, somebody had messaged me from the group saying, hey, do you want to learn how to do calisthenics with us? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm a trainer nearby. You know, you guys can come over anytime. But I got activated in the Marine Corps. I left for 2 months. And then I get like this random message from Frank while I'm away. And he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that you're an inspiration to other women and to keep up the good work. I can't wait to meet you with the other guys and train you in calisthenics. And I'm like, wow, thank you. Like, cause he never responded to any comments or anything to anybody. So like, I was just like kind of blown away by that. I was like, okay, cool. Thanks. And then, right before I got back, he took it down now, but he had posted a goodbye video. Like, he wasn't going to be doing calisthenics anymore. And I cried. I had never even met him. And I cried when I saw the video. I was like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get into calisthenics and here you are leaving and all this stuff. I was like so sad. And then he messaged me saying that he was leaving to pursue law enforcement. And I was like, what a coincidence. I'm in the process myself. So that's actually how we got started communicating with each other, was that we had like a lot more than just fitness in common. So when we met at the gym, we hit it off really well. And at the time I was like, damn, I have a cool friend now, like this cool guy friend that I could work out with and learn like all this crazy stuff from. And then I was going to be kind of like guiding him through the sheriff's process because I was ahead of him and I had a military background.
Yeah.
So I was like giving him a heads up, like, oh, make sure like they're going to ask you these kind of questions. Like I was kind of helping him cheat, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And then so we started working out every single day, and gradually he was like, oh, I can't, like, cause he would take me to eat after. And that was the first time I ever heard about veganism.
I was going to say,
I didn't
already a vegan at the time?
Yeah, I hadn't, and I was on a bodybuilder diet. Like I was eating chicken breast every day. I was having steak once a week. I was eating sushi after every leg day. That was my diet. And I was really lean, and it was working for me. And so when I met him, and I had trained him in legs, and I usually go eat sushi. Yeah. And he's like, what is sushi? And I started laughing. I was like, shut up. Like, don't act like and so when we went out and when we went out to go eat sushi, he looked at me and he looked like all concerned. And I was like, what's wrong? And he goes, I can't eat any of this. And I was like, why, are you allergic to fish? And he goes, no, I'm vegan. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, I had no idea. Wow. I've heard of vegetarian because they have vegetarian options in the Marine Corps and boot camp. Like, but I didn't even, at that time, I didn't know what a vegetarian was either. Like, that was so foreign to me, especially a Latina in a Latin community.
Yeah, yeah.
No one's vegetarian. No one's vegan. So, like, I never heard of it before.
Was it like long after that you started to transition into it, or was it hard for you at first, or?
It wasn't hard because he cooked. back then. He
Ah,
used to cook. So he would cook all the meals, and
yeah,
he would teach me like what he eats and stuff. And it was kind of hard to not eat it because tasted really good.
yeah,
I did notice that like I wasn't feeling good doing it for a few weeks, but it was because my body was, pushing out the toxins and
yeah,
stuff.
like
And
withdrawing.
and for me, yeah, for me, having gone through the Marine Corps and eating like I did in boot camp, it was easy for me to be like, okay, I can't have this anymore, and now give me what
Yeah,
I'm supposed to have.
sure.
So it was easy for me. It's not easy for everybody.
Right.
So when I tell my friends like the transition, it's one thing at a time, like try and like once a week have nothing but plant-based foods, and then go
Yeah,
back to eating whatever so
that's a good way
it's
of
hard
doing
enough.
it. Yeah,
It's hard enough to even get people to eat healthy. Imagine like on top of
take
that
everything
go
else
vegan.
away.
Yeah.
Totally.
When I first met Frank, like I didn't know any girls doing it.
Yeah,
And I mean that didn't intimidate me because like I was in the Marine Corps, and that's very male dominated. Like there's
sure.
hardly any girls in the Marine Corps.
You were just used to it,
So
basically.
it didn't, yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
care. And but I wish I knew some at the time. And I didn't really have social media. Like I had a Facebook, but it was really just my friends. Like it was just I had like
Just your
100
actual
friends on
friends.
there. It was just my actual friends and family. And calisthenics is just so functional. That's why
It
I love
is.
it. It transfers over to everything. Like it helps me in bodybuilding. It helps me like if I love training at Metroflex because they have so many different types of athlete. They have calisthenics racks and people doing calisthenics there. They
Is
have a
that where you
powerlifting
from?
station.
The Metroflex, it's called. That's the place that you guys film your videos at.
Yeah, that's the one. And it's only grown since then. So like there's people that do CrossFit there. There's people that do Spartan races, and
Oh
they have
wow.
like a it just had been growing. So like depending on who I train with, like if I go to the gym, I'm warming up. I like to like see who's there and then be like, hey, can I work in with you? Or they'll do that with me unless I'm like very specific on what I'm going to train on that day. And I'll just do my workout. But it helps me like when I'm learning Olympic lifts, like my stabilizer muscles have already been stimulated. They're strong. So when I'm doing those lifts, I'm not hurting myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get to pick up really well. Whereas like my bodybuilder friends, like, God, get them to do like 10 push-ups. They start like peeing, they're like
Yeah,
dying. They're
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe it's so hard. Or they don't even lock all the way out. Like their
Yeah, I do
elbows
like
are
these
still
little
bent.
partial
And
reps.
I'm
I'm like,
like,
dude, that's
I'm
not
like the,
no rep, no rep, no
I was like,
rep.
I know, right? I was like, when are you going to do your first rep? You've been doing this for like
Yeah, well,
30
that's good
seconds
that you're
already. Like,
you're
get it
into
going.
like a bunch of different kinds of fitness. Like weightlifting, like you said, kettlebells and calisthenics. That's great. I love that. I think that's really important to you know have a bunch of different modalities and ways of training yourself. So
Oh yeah, you never know what's going to work for you,
yeah,
just because, certain type of training works for me. Like, when people ask me like, oh, if I want to be able to do this, or if I want to look like you or something, like, it was so weird to me even hear that as a question. Like, how do I look like you? I was like, first of all, ew, like, why would you want to look like me? Second of all, I was like, I don't know. I just try out different things. Like, when I first started my fitness journey and I first started at the gym, I started with certain exercises like leg extensions or leg curls, like those basic ones.
sure, yeah,
And now I'll do like a different way to target my hamstrings or a different way to target my quadriceps. And constantly changing it around also is forcing your body to like adapt and and step it up to the next level.
love it.
And not everybody likes bodybuilding, and then
Yeah,
so they get turned off from fitness because they're just like, oh, then if that's all that's at this gym, then I'm never going to get in shape because I don't like it.
totally.
So I always encourage people like find what works for you. If you
Yeah,
like,
that's great
you
advice.
know,
That's great advice.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was awesome talking to you today. Thank you so much for, taking this time to speak with us today. I hope to hear more about you. I hope to see some more videos from you and more stuff of you and your daughter training. And is there anything else you want to leave our readers with?
Just don't give up. I always tell people, just don't give up. There's always going to be setbacks. There's like either an injury or you get allergic to something or you go through depression or something. don't let that ever stop you. You can always, always, always keep going. This is a lifestyle. There is no finish line.
I love that. Thank you so much. Those are powerful words. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. I hope I get to talk to you soon.